Hey guys, it's your girl Shonna Etienne, and I am back talking taxes again because the last video I did when we was talking about taxes, we wanted to know where is the law that states we have to file taxes as a U.S. citizen, that we are required to file taxes. So I talked to you guys a little bit about Sherry Jackson. She's the former IRS agent who did 4 years on a misdemeanor, I think 4 counts that she served consecutively, if I'm not mistaken, on some tax stuff. Nonetheless, that's where it was at. So since that day, I have gotten a ton of phone calls, emails, and I even got postcards and letters written to my office. So that's really good. I do appreciate that for you guys. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because I think taxes, our taxation is theft. And as Ron Paul would say, it's unconstitutional. I believe there's some kind of funny business going on. Do I pay my taxes? I pay my taxes because I don't want them to try to come and hijack me. And I told you in the last video, I don't cute in jail. This space is not for jail. However, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be out there searching for the truth. I'm going to be searching for the truth. So today I have somebody with me, another guest, because you guys wanted me to bring somebody who can talk to you specifically about the law, because you understand what the taxes are and understand what can happen if we don't file our taxes. But you wanted to know, meaning you people wanted to know, is there a law? Do we have to, by law, file taxes? So I brought a guest. She's going to introduce herself to you, but she is an attorney. She is a tax attorney. So there you go. Just introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shahida Nicole Hamlet, Esquire. I am a tax attorney at Hamlet Tax Law PLLC, my own firm. I have my Juris Doctorate or Doctor of Law from Hofstra University School of Law, and my LLM, which is a Master's of Law in Taxation from New York Law School.
So she has all these alphabets after her name. She has PLLC after her firm name, which is
Professional Limited Liability Company.
That's what that means? I see yes. PLLC quite often. Professional Limited Liability Company. And you said LLM.
Yes, that is a Master's of Law in Taxation. So after you get your law degree, then you can specialize in this specific area of law. And mine was taxation, so that's the LLM.
Okay, so she has a specialization in taxation. So you learned. You a learned person. You educated.
I'm educated.
When it comes to taxes. She is educated. So I have another question for you.
Okay.
Are you like a real attorney? Because I don't want no bootleg attorneys on here.
I am a licensed attorney. I took the bar, passed it on the first time. I'm barred in New York, Maryland, D.C., U.S. Tax Court, and Federal Court in Maryland.
Federal Court of Maryland, which is a federal court, but not in New Jersey.
Correct, not in Jersey.
So you can't represent me in Jersey when the IRS come after me.
Actually, I can. Taxes are federal, so I'm able to practice, and I have clients throughout the United States, so I'm able to practice throughout the United States.
Okay, so
to help anyone.
Because yes. Because you're barred with the U.S. Tax Court, you can see taxes everywhere. Is that
because I'm barred in any state, I can help others with taxes on an IRS matter.
So I don't have to be in those states that you name. I can live in Hawaii. I can
Correct.
live in North Carolina. I can live in Texas. Yes. And you can still help me no matter where I am at.
Absolutely. I have clients in Maryland, California, Florida, Georgia, you name it. So.
Okay, I think she's legitimate. It's always good to know somebody. It's always good to know somebody who knows law, because if you're a little bit nutty like me, with a smile, I might get in trouble every now and then. It's good to know an attorney. So here it is. Let's jump right in. So one of my callers, this is what I was saying. This is my theory. Maybe I'm a conspiracy
theorist.
Yeah, I might be a little conspiracy theorist. I might, because I do think that a long time ago, with the way taxes was set up, it wasn't set up to tax individuals like you and I. So what's up with that? Like what? I thought it was for the war. I thought it was for stuff like that. But now all of a sudden, they found it just to tax the poor and the middle class, because the rich, we know, as we saw in the last video, that they avoid taxes. So they don't pay taxes like we do.
Right.
What's up with that?
So when
taxes come about? When
taxes started, it was specifically for war purposes. And then for about 40 years, there were no taxes. And then taxes came about again, and things were taxed like cigarettes, alcohol, etc. Then they decided that we needed more money, so they decided to enact a law in 1913. Actually, it's USC, I'm sorry, I don't know the number, but the 16th Amendment, which says that you're going to pay taxes on income from any sources derived. And then they have in the tax code specifics, what is income, what is income? What is income? What is
because
income?
It's my understanding, because somebody know, one of my viewers told me this, and I could be wrong. One of my viewers said to me that they can only tax corporations. And the government has, this is what he said to me, I'm not making this stuff up. He said that the government has formed corporations under our names. And that's why our names show in all caps, because it's illegal to tax an individual, only a corporation. This is what they say.
Okay.
Because, you know, some of the people that follow me are conspiracy theorists too.
Right, and I am too. But,
you are
I
too?
don't
Okay,
believe
so
in that, what you just said.
Why not? Why not? Tell them why you don't believe in that.
Okay, so there's, what is income? Income can be, it's basic. It's really general in the code. It says from all sources.
You can read your notes. I want you to read your notes.
Gross income is from anything, from interest, from services, from, you know, rental, royalties, etc. I mean, it's really broad in the code, and then it's really broad in the code, and then you can.
It's really broad.
It's really broad. It's very really broad.
So that means it's not very specific.
Right. It's very broad about what income is. So basically, they want to know anything that you make. Even if you're a drug dealer or prostitute, you're supposed to claim that income.
So if I'm a stripper, I have to pay taxes.
Yes, you're supposed to. That's the
on
law.
Stripping.
Yes. So income there. They just want their money. They just want you to pay tax on whatever that income is.
But I hear that taxes are voluntary. I hear that taxes are voluntary, that we don't have to pay taxes.
Oh, but you can go to jail for, it's a criminal offense to not file your taxes, because that's part of the code. It's not a criminal offense to not pay your taxes. So there's totally different.
Wait.
You can go to jail.
Wait. Let me just repeat this for the people.
Okay.
You said it's a criminal offense to
not file. Failure to file
your taxes.
Failure to file.
But it isn't a criminal offense to not pay taxes.
That's correct.
I'm confused. Correct. Break this down for me and speak to me like I'm in kindergarten.
You have to file your taxes. It's under.
If I don't file my taxes, it's
26 USC 6012 requires you to file your taxes, which means report whatever income you get from whatever source.
Say that again.
26 USC 6012 requires you to file your taxes.
26 USC. What is USC?
United States Code.
United States Code.
Which is the tax code. That's just what it is. Yeah.
So 26 USC, which is the United States Code, requires us to file our taxes. So you saying if we don't follow 26 USC, it's criminal.
Yes.
But to my understanding, codes are not law. Somebody told me.
Okay.
Somebody told me that statutes and codes are not laws. Now, I debated a little bit with this individual. His name is Tidbit. It was a wonderful conversation to have with you, Tidbit. I really do appreciate you. And he told me that statutes and codes are not law. Now, I said to him, I know statutes are laws.
Right.
But tell me a little bit
about...
And
they're enacted by legislation.
Statutes
and it can be a federal or state statute, yes. So, it is law. So I'd be curious to know how Tidbit came around to that conclusion as to why they're not law, because they are law.
Because Tidbit is probably a conspiracy theorist like me. Okay. Probably. I'm just saying.
But if he has, documentation showing me or proving to me that it's not a law, then I'd definitely be interested in reading about that.
But how we know you're not working for the man? You ain't working for the U.S. government.
Well, I represent...
You're barred, so you have to take an oath. Right. Oh, not the left hand. You have to take an oath and say that I swear, I duly swear, whatever it's called. See, if you have to take an oath, how do I know you're not feeding us no gibberish?
Well, I don't work for IRS. I'm supposed to uphold the law. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't. I represent taxpayers, so against the IRS. So I try to help taxpayers avoid paying taxes or minimize the amount that they have to pay at the end of the day.
So you represent me, the taxpayer.
I represent you, the taxpayer, yes.
Against the IRS.
Exactly.
But you're telling me 26 USC tells me if I don't file my taxes, my black behind is going to get locked up. That's what you're telling me.
They can lock you up, yes. It's a criminal offense to not file your taxes.
It's a criminal offense to not file.
Right. It's basically volunteering information about the money that you've made so they know what you've made during your business. But there's no law saying that you have to pay your taxes.
So I have to file it, but don't have to pay. But you didn't answer my question.
Well, I'm not saying you don't have to pay, because I don't want people to come back to me and say, well, Miss Hamlet said we didn't have to pay our taxes, and they end up with their bank account garnished or or what have you.
Oh, the house levy. We don't want y'all to be homeless and stuff.
Let's just clarify that there is nothing in the code that says you have to pay your taxes, but there is something in the code that says you need to file your taxes. Miss Hamlet is not saying do not pay your taxes.
Okay,
so I just wanted to clarify that.
I got that, but you didn't. I think you skated over it, and I'm not trying to put you on the spotlight, but I like to make sure I capture all the stuff so I can wean out what's nonsense and what's real.
Okay.
But I want to know the difference. What is the difference between the USC and a statute? The U.S. Code.
The U.S. Code is part of the Constitution. It breaks down the Constitution, which from the 16th Amendment you have 26. 26 is all the tax laws.
Okay.
So that's why you have the 26 before it. And then each one of, 26 USC, and then you have the section. So one will say, it'll define what, it'll say that there's a tax, imposed tax on taxable income. In general, that's what it says.
Imposed tax on taxable income.
Right. 26 USC.
So if I'm a stripper or a drug dealer, they can impose tax on my taxable income.
Correct. And then you have 26 USC 63, which defines what taxable income is. I don't have it memorized, but it has a list basically of what taxable income is: dividends, royalties, payment for services, etc. Mm-hmm. Then you have 26 USC 61, which defines gross income, which is basically your income, your total income minus any expenses that you have.
Do I have to file taxes on child support? Isn't that income?
That is income, but it's not taxable.
Wait a minute. Child support is not taxable, but being a drug dealer or a stripper is.
Right. But child support is not.
But it's income. I'll get income.
Child support is income. Yes, you can use it for other things, saying, okay, this is my additional income. I got that, but it's not taxable, no. But, spousal support is taxable income.
Spousal support.
Yes.
So to take care of children is not taxable.
Correct.
But to take care of the husband or the wife, it is taxable.
Yes.
Somebody said that Social Security is taxable?
Sometimes.
It's
taxable if you are working and receiving Social Security and make above a certain income. Then some of it will be taxable.
So the Social Security part is taxable if I'm working?
If you're working and make above a certain income.
A certain income like what? So like what's a certain income? $5? I mean, what is a certain income?
No, maybe another $50,000. If you have a regular full-time job and you're receiving your Social Security because you retired, then part of your Social Security will be taxable. Yes.
Including my income that I made.
Yes.
Yo, the government are some gangsters. I mean, some people on Social Security still have to go back to work because they don't make enough. Right. They didn't, invest in things. They didn't invest in a business. They didn't invest in real estate and have properties everywhere. Like I keep trying to tell people to do. This is what I'm always talking about.
Retirement.
And have a real retirement, not your Social Security benefits, not your pension that you only have $50,000 in there because that's not a real retirement.
Right.
But, I'm just being real. Mm-hmm. People have to go out and get a second job. So you mean to tell me if they make a certain amount of money, not only will that income be taxed because they're working for it's taxed, but also their Social Security is subjected to taxes.
Yes.
More taxes, even though it already was taxed.
Well, your Social Security income was not taxed. You have your regular paycheck before you retire, and they take out Social Security and send it over to, your account.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
So it's not taxed. It's taken out of your check. It's considered a tax because it's taken out of your check when you're working.
That's how I was calling it.
Right. But it's not taxed.
Okay,
so they're not taking out of your check and then taxing it again. They're just taking it out of your check when you're working before you retire. Then when you retire, you get that money.
So they take it out of tax, like mothers do to some kids. They take their money and put it aside, and then when they get older and they move out, they give them their money back.
Right.
So that's what Social Security is, right?
Right.
So then if I have to work another job and I'm paying taxes, Social Security still comes out. Does it make my Social Security check bigger?
No.
Why not?
Doesn't make it.
Why not?
Because
that doesn't make sense to me.
Because you have your Social Security fund and you're getting a certain amount of money and they're paying this off until when you die. They don't know if you're going to live another 40, 50 years. You might actually run out of
But I'm paying for it.
I understand that. But they're giving you a set amount. I mean, this is not my area, but they're giving you a certain amount of money in Social Security. Let's say $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. Let's say you only worked, not only, but you worked 20 years and you run out of money. You run out of that fund that you had put money. Then where does the money come from?
But that's not what I'm saying. Hear me clearly. I'm saying, say I am getting $1,000 a month, right? And then I go back to work and I'm making $40,000 in a year. And out of that paycheck, you're taking Social Security taxes out again.
Right.
Is it still going back into my bucket or is it going for somebody else?
No, it's supposed to go into your bucket.
Even though I'm
Supposed to go into a
collecting
bucket.
Social Security,
Right,
so
but
why
that,
isn't my
but
check
that
going up?
it won't go up because it's a different. I don't know.
This is some nonsense. I'm
I
telling you,
don't
the
know.
U.S.
But it won't go.
government is
It's not going to
gangster.
adjust. It's not going to adjust your Social Security check because you're already going to get a set amount. Into that.
It's nonsense.
Into that.
All right, so let's get back to taxes.
Okay.
Are taxes voluntary?
What do you mean? Filing or paying?
Well, it says, what does it mean that taxes are voluntary? It is being said that taxes are voluntary. Tell us a little bit about that.
I need specifics because it's not voluntary to file your taxes because it's a law.
So we have to file taxes.
You have to
We
file
already
your
said
taxes,
that. Mhm.
right? Voluntary to pay it. You didn't hear that from Miss Hamlet that it's voluntary to pay it because you're supposed to pay it, but there's no law on the books that say that you have to pay your taxes.
I'll be damned. We're getting somewhere, people. We're getting somewhere, people. Hold on a second. So
Now,
okay,
I do
under the
file and pay my
Constitution-
taxes because I don't want to go to jail either.
But let me say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying under the U.S. Constitution, that's the USC is the U.S. Constitution. That's where we're going to find the law that requires us to file taxes. So there is a law that requires us to file taxes and is listed under the USC, the U.S. Constitution.
U.S. Code.
The U.S. Code.
Yes.
So it's not the Constitution.
Right. U.S. Code.
Oh, she corrected me on TV.
USC 6012.
26 USC 6012 is the
Yes.
U.S. Code.
Yes.
And that's where you find all the tax codes.
Well, 26 is where you find all the tax codes.
26 is where you find all the tax codes.
Right. So section 6012 is the one that specifically says that you need to file your taxes.
Did we ever clarify whether or not codes are laws?
They are. Meaning legislation, which are the courts. Legislation is what made that part of the law. Mm-hmm. There may have been a court case about it, litigation about it, and they made that decision that this is the law.
So it's case law.
Yes.
I understand case law. See, I know a little something about law. So it's case law.
Yes.
So somebody went to court, they fought against the IRS or whomever, and then if they lost, it gets enacted into law. But if the government wins, it goes into law. If I win, it goes into law as well?
Correct.
So that's how laws are.
Or Congress can vote on something. Exactly.
And that's how it becomes law. So when something happens, they go back to their little book and they say on such and such date, this is the case, this is what happened.
This is the precedent, PRECEDNT. So if they have, something that's been litigated and they say, okay, this is just like that case from 1920, the facts are very similar and this is what they did in this decision, that's the law, then they always refer back to an older case where, whomever won, that's what they use.
What? So I know that you're saying that the law is we have to file taxes, not pay taxes. So if I don't pay my taxes, can I get in trouble?
Define trouble.
Can my bank account get garnished? Can my levied, whatever the nice term that you guys use, can that happen to me? Can y'all start garnishing my wages? Can you levy my bank accounts? Can you put a lien on my house? Like what can happen?
Yes, all of those things can happen.
Why? That is gangsta.
That can happen. I mean, in my experience, they do that because they want your attention. They want you to call them and, say you're going to make a payment or work out something with them. They just want more information about you while you're not paying them. So you have to contact them or get a tax attorney to contact them and wait it out. I mean, they have a 10-year statute of limitations. So I worked with
a 10-year statute of limitations
to collect it after you file your tax. So that's
what does that mean? Tell the people for what that means. So some people might not understand the fast talk. Okay, I know what you mean. I'm sorry, but some people may not understand the fast talk.
After you file your taxes, because you're a citizen and you want to follow the law, you file your taxes. The IRS has 10 years to collect whatever your balance is on it.
So what happens after 10 years?
After 10 years passes, if nothing happens in the middle, for instance, filing bankruptcy or filing for an offer in compromise to extend the statute of limitations, they can't collect it anymore. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's the debt goes away. I mean, it's still there in their system, but you don't have to pay it.
So after 10 years, I'm free. I might owe those jokers $100,000, but after 10 years, they cannot collect it from me.
Yes.
Can they lock me up?
No.
They can't lock me up for not paying my taxes.
Correct.
But they can garnish my wages, levy my bank accounts.
Yep.
Take a lien on my house.
Lien on your house, lien on your credit report.
Lien on my credit report. Yep. They will stress me the hell out.
Yes. but they have 10 years. So the closer they get to the 10-year end of statute of limitations, the more likely they are to do all of those things you just said, because they're trying to get your attention and they want their money.
So it's sort of like, you watch gangster movies or back in the days when they want the information, they beat it out of them, bam, bam, that's what they're doing. The IRS is legally beating our behinds. And I know a lot of you jokers out there, y'all ain't pay your taxes. Now, so if they contacted me, I'm the taxpayer, and I'm not, I filed, but I ain't paying. That means that I took an exemption, the highest exemption on my W-4, right?
Or road exempt.
What is that?
What is it?
You say road exempt?
Road exempt on your W-4.
R-O-T-E?
No, W-R-O-T. When you write it in?
Oh, road exempt. Road, like handwritten.
Right.
So you road exempt, or I claim the highest thing. I claim like 95 dependents. Right. So I won't have to pay any taxes. Then I file my report because I don't want to get locked up because you're saying I have to do. I file it. And it's saying like, okay, you owe us $7,000, but I just don't pay it.
Right. You won't go to jail.
I won't.
They'll keep bothering you. They will send you
gangster stuff.
They'll send you a lot of pieces of mail.
We getting somewhere with this.
They may contact your employer, but you'll know. You're supposed to get notices. So, if you open them, they send so much mail, you probably won't open it.
People are scared to open them things.
I know.
They see IRS. When I see IRS, I don't open them jokers. I take it right to my accountant.
Unless it's for a client, I don't open my own. But anyway.
I'm like, ooh, the IRS. Ooh,
what do they want now, right? What do they want now?
I'll call my attorney and be like, my accountant. I'm like, babe, the IRS going to send me a letter. He'd be like, what does it say? I don't know. I don't open them jokers. Oh my! Should I open them?
You should, because if they're ready.
I'm just talking about I'm flush. If I was white, I'd be red. I'm flush.
So if you don't open your letter and it's saying, okay, you have 30 days or we're going to garnish your bank account, you at least want to be put on notice so you can contact the IRS or contact your representative to help prolong that, because you want to push closer to the 10 years so you don't have to pay it.
So we should call them ourselves?
You can. Unless you want, I wouldn't suggest it because I'm an attorney and that, that's my thing. But I think that you should call an attorney and give them.
Let's be fair, I can call them myself.
You can call them yourself.
Should I?
No, I wouldn't suggest that.
Why?
Only because the agents are trying to get information to get you to pay. So they're going to ask you questions that you probably shouldn't voluntarily give them. Like, how much money do you make? How many people in your house? They
already know.
They want your household income. They want to know how many people in your house. They want to know where the income is coming from. You could be self-employed and, not want to tell them. Any number of things you might voluntarily think is innocent, harmless to tell the IRS. And they use it against you. They take notes and put all of that in the system. I'm giving y'all too much information now. I'm just saying. They put all that in the system, and you might say, okay, so a strategy for tax professionals when we're trying to get our clients like payment agreements or trying to get them to get a lower settlement is we'll, use the highest amount of expenses that we can to lower what, at least on paper, what looks like we have at the end of the month.
Okay, so the reason why we don't want to speak to the IRS about these issues is because the minute we start talking to them, everything can be used against us.
Exactly.
It could be, so I told you, it's like, blah, blah, they're like punching you down, they're shaking you down, so you don't want to talk.
Right.
You want to be represented.
Exactly.
By whom?
Exactly. By a tax professional, an attorney, an enrolled agent, a CPA, someone that has experience in negotiating. So I don't
want Ray to call on my behalf.
Well, Ray can't call on your behalf because you need to have a power of attorney on file, and Ray can't sign a power of attorney legally because he doesn't have the
What if Ray's one of those jokers that those jokers that be having those little tax shops? And because they have the P10, what is that called, P10 or something like that?
That's the tax preparer ID number, but that's not the same as our CAF number. A CAF number is assigned to only the three categories that I said: an attorney, a CPA, or an enrolled agent.
Attorney, CPA, or enrolled agent, like my husband. Okay.
Right, which means you can call the IRS on a client's behalf and get information on their account.
So the joker Ray that I paid $75 to get my taxes done, that messed up my taxes, right? So and y'all know I don't go to Ray because my husband is an enrolled agent. So I don't go to Ray. But some of y'all out there go to Ray. No shade. Y'all go to Ray.
Right.
So Ray has a P10, a preparer's tax number, right? And you're telling me that Ray can't call.
Correct.
So when Ray messes up my taxes, And the IRS is saying, no, you owe us about $4,500. And I don't got $4,500 because I went on a cruise on the most expensive cruise ship, right? And I paid $10,000 on my tax return. This is what some jokers be doing, right?
Right.
No shade, but this is what they do. Now, I'll go back to Ray Ray and I said, the IRS is coming after me. They want $4,500. You got to fix this. He can't fix it.
He can't fix it.
He can't fix it.
He can't fix it.
So Ray Ray's just going to close up shop come April 30th.
And move on to another shop and get some more people.
So what happens to me? Who should I call?
Well, first thing is you can report him. If he has a P10 number, it's on your tax return. So you can call IRS and report him. So they can, handle it however they handle it, investigate it, maybe suspend his P10 number so he can't file taxes anymore. But you should contact the tax professional and give them your return, give them your W-2s or whatever, because your tax return might have been prepared incorrectly, fraudulently, or anything.
Because Ray Ray could have put down, I spent $10,000 in suits, right? Try to claim my suits.
And I've seen that before.
I've seen it too.
I've seen it.
It was wrong. It was wrong.
Right.
Okay, maybe his name is not Ray Ray. Maybe his name is Juan.
Oh my!
Have a sense of humor. I'm just joking. But nonetheless, so Juan and Ray Ray done messed up somebody's taxes.
Right.
And I cannot go back to them. I have to come to you and a tax attorney or an enrolled agent or a CPA.
Correct.
To get it done. So I should not speak to the IRS myself because they are legitimate gangsters.
Right.
And they beat us up and they record everything. I'm just saying. And
they're out to collect the money. So whatever information you say, it's recorded by phone and it's typed into their system. So anytime you call again, they're going to say, well, you called. It says that you called and spoke with an agent and said you make $10,000 a month when you call. So why are you calling us now saying, but they won't phrase it like that. But basically you're calling now saying you make $2,000 a month. What happened?
So y'all need to stop talking to the IRS. You get those letters like me and you start to shake when you get those letters. You might want to open them and give them to an attorney, an enrolled agent, or a CPA. Okay? But don't ignore them, like me. Don't ignore them.
And another thing is, those letters that say 30 days, you'll preserve your right to have, to go to court. If you ignore the letters,
if you want a woman in court?
I mean, if you want to contest whatever IRS decides, then you might want to go to court for it. So if you wait too long, you ignore the letters, and if it's a year, 2 years later, you can't go to court anymore.
So, okay, we're going to start wrapping this up. Clear that up for me. So if I hear you in a nutshell, basically, it's not illegal to pay our taxes. So we don't have to pay our taxes. I'm just saying.
I'm not phrasing it like that, but
I'm phrasing it like that. So my point is, I pay my taxes. So I'm not telling you beautiful people out there not to pay your taxes. You wanted to know, is there a law? You heard it. She quoted it. There are laws. If you missed it, go back and watch the video again. How can the people reach you? If somebody said, you know what, I'm tired of getting these letters from the IRS because of Ray Ray and Juan messed up my taxes, and Peter Schwartz too, the one that lives in his mama basement, messed up my taxes. Peter Schwartz messed up my taxes.
Right.
And I get these letters. I want them to start garnishing my wages. I should speak to an attorney,
right? A
professional.
You can contact me. I have a website, www.hamlettaxlaw.com. That's HAMLETTTAXLAW. I also can be reached at 347-796-1040. Or you can email me directly at Nicole, NICOLE, at HamletTaxLaw.com. I have a Facebook website. You can just search Hamlet Tax Law PLLC and you'll see that it comes up. It's a group where you can actually post questions and I'll answer them.
Oh, that's dope.
I'll answer them, in a timely manner within 24 hours.
Or 48 hours.
If you have any tax questions. And then it's an open forum for questions, and you can also scroll back and look at old posts as well to get information.
So without spelling out everything, tell the people one more time how to reach you, and I'm going to put it up there for everyone to see it.
Okay.
How they can reach you.
www.hamlettaxlaw.com. My email is Nicole@hamlettaxlaw.com, and my office number is 347-796-1040.
And you are a tax attorney.
Yes, I am a tax attorney.
You are a doctor of law.
I am a doctor of law.
She is a doctor of law. That's what I'm talking about. I love you guys. Thank you so much for viewing in. I hope this answered your questions about whether or not there's a tax law. You have an attorney. You know how to reach her. She's great at what she does. And when we come back to Tax 3, I'm going to put you against the enrolled agent.
Okay.
So y'all can talk taxes.
All right.
You would like that?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like that too. I thank you guys so much. Have a blessed one.
Bye.